Hey, all right, I'm back, and this time we're talking about our second to last concept from the symbolic universe, individuals. We talked about last time that both with social locations and role models, instead of interacting with a complex individual, instead you're interacting with an idea of that individual, some surfacey element. You've simplified them. And the same thing's going to be true with individuals in kind of a depressing way, although think about it, get depressed about it, and then let it go because there's nothing we can do about this. The framing question for this is, why does my mom think I'm so cool? And the reality is my mom thinks I'm just amazing. I'm still here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, so my mom texted me to check on myself and my son, how math camp is going, and he's having a wonderful time, but I said I'm a little bit stressed because I've got these videos I need to upload for my class, and I'm having some computer problems, so it's a little bit of a cause of stress. And she texted me back, no joke, and was like, no matter what you do, even if it's not your best job, it's the best for everybody else. You're going to do a great job no matter what, which is sweet, right? But it's also very much an acknowledgement that she has this idea of me that is different than the reality of me. The idea of me is that I'm this flawless individual, everything I touch turns to gold. The reality is I'm okay at some things, I'm good at other things, and I'm incompetent at a third set of things. So the idea, the kind of two big ideas in this video. The first one is just that. Instead of interacting toward real complex people, even the individuals in our lives, we're still interacting toward the ideas of them. The person I'm closest to in the world is my wife, and we've been married for almost 20 years, and we have intimate conversations, and she and I know each other better than anybody knows either of us. Still, I don't know everything that goes on in her mind. What I get from her is the things that the human behaviors, those other symbols that we talked about a few lectures ago. And based on that, I put together my idea of who she is. But again, there's the idea of who she is and the reality of who she is. Now, my idea of who she is hopefully comes pretty close. And I get feedback if it's not. If I say something or act toward her in a way that is based on this idea and it turns out to not match the reality, we have an issue and then we have to work it out. And what I do then is I edit that idea of her. It comes closer to being the real person that is as complex as any of us is. But it's important to understand that I'm never going to know everything, which I find thoroughly depressing. But that's the reality. All I can have is an idea of who she is. All any of your family or friends can have is an idea of who you are. Now, the more you disclose to them, the more they get to know you. It's like the more they can make that idea match the reality. Just like you know me, at least a little bit. I mean, as of right now, you know that I am married, that I have a son who likes math. I think I told you I have a daughter that likes soccer. I like the things that I like. So you have an idea of who I am, but it's pretty crude and superficial. No offense. I mean, that's all I've given you. My wife obviously knows me a lot better, so she's able to create an idea of me that's much more rich and complex than the idea that you have of me. It would be like, we talked about a couple of metaphors. We talked about the code metaphor, and we talked about like Post-it notes, saying what the meaning of each thing is. You guys can put maybe 5 or 6 Post-it notes on me, and that's your idea of who I am. My wife can put 3 billion Post-it notes on me because she knows, yeah, he's like this. He likes heavy metal music, but he also likes flamenco music. So she was able to put both of those, and it adds a degree of complication, of complexity to her idea of me that you guys didn't have before like 30 seconds ago. So there's that. At the end of the day, all of us are interacting not with real people, but with our ideas, with a symbol, a thing that holds meaning to us. And that meaning can be more and more nuanced and complicated, or more simple and superficial, depending on how closely we listen to other people, which kind of gets into this like self-helpy element. And it actually is worth going there for just a few seconds. To the extent that you want people to know you and interact with you based on who you really are, you have to disclose. You have to have levels of intimacy with them. Once they are able to say, oh, I didn't know that about her or about him, they can add it to their idea. It's never going to get all the way there, but the closest approximation, at least for the people that we want to have a close, intimate relationship with, it depends on saying, yeah, you know these elements of me, but there are these other things about me that maybe you didn't know. And it allows them to create a more complete model, a closer to reality model. All right, so there's your relationship advice for the day. That's it for this. We'll be back next time with a level deeper, because we're going to talk about, instead of other people, we're going to talk about ourselves as symbols to ourselves, which is sort of a complicated and deep thing to think about. We'll talk about that in the next video.